Happy New Year, everybody. I want to do a video today on overblows and harps, but before I get started, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been following me on YouTube and Facebook, and everybody, all of my customers. All you folks are a force of nature. The positive energy that I'm getting from you is almost overwhelming. Thank you so much. The message I'm getting from you is clear, is keep doing what you're doing, and so I will. And my message to you is the same. Keep doing what you're doing. Your feedback, your comments, your questions just keeps me going, and thank you so much. So let me get started on this topic. I have a few harps here. Now, I went old school instead of high tech to introduce the themes. Overblows and overdraws, those are overbends. They are the same thing in most respects as regular bends. So what I mean by that is that airflow makes the reeds move, and resonance affects the frequency. And that's the same for a bend or an overbend. Resonance has a strong effect on both reeds when regular bends are played, and resonance can make a reed stand still. So what does all that mean? That means that on a C harp, if I play the blow 4, I get a C note. If I play the draw 4, I get a D. The note in between those two is the draw bend on the 4, and that'll be a D flat. If I play the overblow, I'll get the E flat. So what happened here? When I played the blow, I blew into the 4 hole, and the 4 reed vibrates. When I played the draw note, the draw reed vibrates. When I played the draw bend, I created a resonance pocket in my mouth that affected the frequency of both of these reeds. Resonance is vibrational energy. Resonance is kinetic energy. It's an actual form of energy. What we do when we bend a note, we create an air pocket in our mouths that causes sound waves to bounce around at a certain frequency. And that frequency will resonate. When you say something resonates with somebody, an idea resonates with somebody and it doesn't resonate with another person, it's sort of the same thing with reeds. A frequency will resonate with these two reeds, and other frequencies won't resonate. It so happens that the resonant frequency for a D flat will cause this reed to slow down and this reed to actually start to move. And as I go down in pitch, when I flatten that D flat, this reed will move less and less, and this reed will move more and more, up until a certain point, up to the point this reed will actually stand still. When I hit the floor, when I bend to the floor, the 4 draw, the blow reed's doing all the work because of resonance, because of the kinetic energy. And I'll prove that to you. I'll play the draw, and I'll play the draw bend, and then I'll put my finger over this reed to stop it. And you're going to hear it. The sound will change because the airflow changes, but the pitch won't. So here I go. You're going on and off that reed. That reed wasn't contributing to the pitch. It was all the blow reed. So resonance made this reed slow down. It made this reed start moving. It made this reed stand still. So that's the power that resonance has when you bend. So again, it's airflow that makes the reeds move, and resonance that affects the frequency, the pitch, the sound of the reeds as we play. Resonance has a weaker effect on the closing reed than the opening reed during an overblow. So I was saying that bends are the same as overbends. There are some subtle differences. An overblow is like a half valve bend. It's a single reed bend. Has a different timbre than a double reed bend, a regular bend. And let me play that for you on a C harp. So I'll compare a single reed bend and a double reed bend. So in the scale of C, this is a C harp, this is an F harp. In the scale of C, so in second position, the third, the blue third or the third. So if I flatten the third just a little bit in between the minor third and the major third, that will be a double reed bend. Both the 3 draw and the 3 blow will be contributing to making that sound. I can get the exact same pitch playing the 4 blow and the 4 overblow. Same pitch, but the tone, the timbre will be different. So here is an F harp. So if we play spoonful, if I play that on the C harp using the 4 blow and the 4 overblow, that 4 overblow is a single reed bend. The other thing is, when I'm bending this 3 draw, I'm bending it down. So to get that blue third, I'm going from the major third to the sort of minor third in between. When I play the 4 overblow, this is that note is the minor third, but it's pretty flat in of itself. So I'm going to have to sharpen it. I'm going to have to bend it up to make it sound on pitch, and I'm going to have to bend it up further to hit that blue note, that blue third, which is almost the major third. Different, same pitch, different timbre. Now, so that's one difference. The other difference is exactly how resonance works, because we're dealing with airflow in a different direction. The resonance that we're using to create a regular bend sort of overlaps. It can affect the blow reed and the draw reed almost equally. On this harp, for the 4 overblow, I'll have a much stronger effect. That resonance for that note will have a much stronger effect on the draw reed than on the blow reed. So if something weakens your resonance, let's say you have a leaky harp, or let's say you have reeds that need a little bit of, well, they're not in perfect shape, so they need a little bit more effort to play, you're going to have trouble with crackling, vibrational, squealing kind of sounds, because the force that you're using to immobilize this reed is weak, and that reed's just going to want to vibrate. So here's a stock marine band, B flat. I just pulled it out of my drawer. 4 blow. So I'm not able to get that reed to stand still, and so that's causing some noise. While I'm on the topic, something very interesting that I can demonstrate right here. If you're working on your own harps and you're working on setting them up for overblows, and you say, okay, I got this 4, I got the reed shape perfect, I got everything's airtight, I've embossed, everything's nice and responsive, and I got it, and I'm happy with that overblow. And then you put the cover plates on, and suddenly you're not able to hit that overblow cleanly anymore. I will suggest that it has to do with resonance. And one thing you can do to remedy that is something harp players, world's best harp players, have been saying for decades and decades, is put the harp further in your mouth. What's happening in this case, if you can get the overblow to play cleanly and you put the cover plate on and it doesn't play anymore, you can, by deduction, say the problem is the cover plate. So cover plate's made out of stainless steel. Imagine I had a wall of stainless steel this thin in front of me and I spoke through it. What would you hear on the other side? You'd hear a lot. The sound would transmit through that a lot. The pitch would probably change. It'd be a little bit distorted, maybe the higher overtones. So resonance is sound. If you are changing the sound that you are applying to the 4-blow reed, you're not able to immobilize it as well anymore. So the solution to that is put the harp far in your mouth, cover this with your lip as far as you can, so that your lip insulates, soundproofs the cover plate in this area, and resonance, you're basically positioning that pocket of resonance right where you want it to help you out, to help you play that note. I mean, and it just makes sense because the harp doesn't sound good anyway. If you play it at a distance, it sounds weak. Yeah, there are several kinds of overblows. I would say the first kind of overblow is your typical unmodified stock harmonica, not particularly airtight, no reed work, maybe not even gapped properly. And the only way you're going to get an overblow to sound is with some help. And as I said, you need resonance to immobilize the blow 4 and get that draw 4 to move. One trick is to have the reeds in motion before you pop into that overblow. So by playing the draw note and then popping into that overblow, you'll sort of slide the reed into the position that it needs to be, so that its own kinetic energy does the work instead of your resonance kinetic energy getting to work. So that's a little bit like. I don't know if you can hear. It pops. I'll try to slow it down. You hear that? That smack. So that's that first kind of overblow. I mean, don't knock it. I mean, it's there. It's there most of the time. It's not there on every harp. I pulled out. This is a B flat golden melody. It's not there. I would need to at least do some gapping, ideally reed work and ear tightness to get that there. But it's a safe bet to say that with minimal work you can get that first kind of overblow, the one where you need to come off the draw note to have that blow come in. But it's useful. I mean, we know there's a lot of licks. Some licks use that. It's there. The ascending chromatic scale. That's something good to have. So don't knock it. So from there, the other kind of overblow is the kind of overblow that you can hit dead on without having to rely on playing another note. So from a dead stance, you can get that note to play. And again, you're working hard to pop it out. You're using more force to play that note than you would to play a regular draw or a draw bend. But the note is there and it's reliable. So this is what we'd call, or what some folks would call, and what I call overblow, used as a passing note only. The other kind of overblow is one that doesn't require more work to play. And you can use it as a melody note. You can add vibrato. You can bend it up. You can lean on it. You can even use it as your tonic when you start a scale, if you play in various positions. So example here. So different players use different styles of overblow, and you can't. There's this sort of macho mentality that if you're a good enough player, you can get any harp to overblow. No. I mean, even among the world's best, there's preferences. I mean, Howard Levy likes his harps set up a certain way where the overblows and all the other notes respond with very little effort. And in contrast, Carlos Del Junco, he can't stand that kind of harp. He likes his harps to have a little bit more earthy, breathy tone. I mean, put on a good pair of earphones and listen carefully to Carlos Del Junco play, and just as he uses dynamics, and when he plays a soft note, you can hear this rush of air flowing through the reeds that cause that make almost no sound. That's his playing style. That's what he loves, and that's what he seeks out. It's the technique, but it's also the harp. You can set up a harp to play overblows any way you want, and there's not one way that's better than the other. At the end of the day, the music is king, and whatever you use to make music is the correct solution, right? So there are many options for you in terms of overblow harps. So I hope that helps.